Thanks for joining us. Follow us on social media and read our blog posts for more visa and immigration tips. Post-study work options. How to get a work visa in Indonesia after your studies. In this video, find out what your options are for staying in Indonesia after your studies. For post-study options worldwide, like the USA, Australia, Canada, Europe, or other countries in Asia, check out our post-study playlist. Now, let's explore your options in Indonesia. Indonesia is located off the coast of mainland Southeast Asia, in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. The country is home to hundreds of languages, diverse landscapes, and a kaleidoscope of cultures. The terrain varies across the country, from gorgeous beaches to impressive mountains. The country is known for its jagged spine of volcanic islands, with some of the highest volcanic activity in the world, and the Paradise Island, Bali. International students in Indonesia are not allowed to work, so you have more time to immerse in the local culture and learn the local language. Indonesians are famed for their hospitality, humor, and laid-back approach to life. More and more international students continue to study in Indonesian universities each year. International students who want to stay in Indonesia after graduation need to find employment before they graduate, so that employers will be able to sponsor their work permits. Another option to stay in the country is to pursue postgraduate studies. Otherwise, they need to go back to their home countries. A work permit visa is needed to legally work and live in Indonesia. Work permit. To be eligible to apply for a work permit, you need to be offered a job, so the employer can sponsor your application. Your employer needs to obtain a notification from the Ministry of Manpower, and once received, they can apply for an Indonesian visa. Steps to get a work permit. Step 1. Submit RPTKA to the Ministry of Manpower. In order to employ a foreign national in Indonesia, the employer will need to get formal approval from the government before making a visa application. They must submit an expatriate's placement plan, RPTKA, to the Ministry of Manpower. Without this, the government will not issue a visa telex, VTT, to the employee, which allows them to work and travel to Indonesia. However, there are some exceptions to the rule. If the employee works in any of the following roles, they won't need to apply for an RPTKA. Director or commissioner, shareholders, and members of the board. Counsel or diplomatic officer to foreign company representatives. Those working in specific types of government work. Step 2. Apply for an IMTA. When the RPTKA has been approved, the employer will need to apply for a working permit for you, which is a permission to employ foreign workers. Your IMTA will be valid for a minimum of 1 year. This can be extended, depending on how long the RPTA is valid for, and will not exceed 2 years. Step 3. Apply for a VITAS. Once the IMTA has been approved, the next step is to apply for your VITAS, which is a temporary stay permit visa. This can be done at the Indonesian Immigration Office in your intended city of residence. The VITAS refers to the sticker visa that is placed in your passport in an Indonesian embassy, or consular office, which will give the person the right to an ITAS. The ITAS is the residency permit. Temporary stay permit, ITAS. The VITAS should be exchanged for an ITAS, which is a limited stay visa. Currently, there is no card issued by Indonesian immigration. Instead, a limited stay visa is given out electronically, and thus it is now mostly called simply as ITAS or e-ITAS. ITAS allows foreign nationals the right to stay in Indonesia, as well as open up a bank account. Holders of ITAS will be able to apply for permanent residency, ITAP, after 3 years. This permit can be renewed, as long as you still meet the conditions of the permit. Investor visa. An investor visa is issued for shareholders in a foreign investment company that meet the minimum share invested. The investor must be mentioned by name in the official documents. For investor visas, an RPTKA or expatriates placement plan is not required. Upon successful application, an investor ITAS will be issued. The investor visa is valid for 1 to 2 years, depending on which one is issued to you. Check out our blog post to see the requirements for these post-study visas. Permanent Stay Permit, ITAP. ITAP is a permanent stay permit for foreigners living in Indonesia and is valid for 5 years. At the first renewal, you can apply for a subsequent lifelong extension. Foreign nationals who have stayed a minimum of 3 full successive years in Indonesia since the date that the ITAS has been issued are eligible for ITAP. Naturalized Citizenship. Foreign nationals who have resided in Indonesia for at least 5 consecutive years or at least 10 years intermittently are eligible to apply for citizenship. You should be able to speak Bahasa Indonesia and acknowledge the state basic principles of Pancasila, which is the Indonesian political philosophy, and the 1945 Indonesian Constitution. Indonesia does not recognize dual citizenship, so, upon acquiring Indonesian citizenship, you must relinquish any other citizenship that you possess. Are you ready to move to Indonesia? Let us know in the comments below. IAM can help with your visa application to the United States, the UK, and other countries. If you need help with a US visa, a UK visa, or visa to Europe, including help with appointment booking obligations, IAM can help. For more information and advice on US immigration, UK immigration law, and US visa applications, or if you need any help or assistance, please reach out to your visa coordinator at IAM. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more travel and visa updates.